Hi, Kananelo. Thanks so much for your question. So just to answer your question, first thing we have to remember exactly what a geometric sequence does. So basically, when we look at a geometric sequence, we can look at the formula for a geometric sequence. We have to remember that it's A multiplied by R, which is the ratio, to the power of n minus 1. And we know that A over here is our first term. So our first term is going to be our A, and our R is going to be the ratio, the common ratio, and that's going to be the difference from one term to the other. And then n is going to be whatever number we are calculating. So if we want to look at the next number in the sequence, we're going to have to use n to put that into the sequence. Now we know that we're looking for the next number in this sequence, which means if 7 over here is n, if is number 1, and 14 is n2, and 28 is n3, we know that the number we're going to be looking at over here is the fourth term in the sequence, which is n over there. Okay, now we know what our A is going to be. We know that A over here is going to be our first term, which is 7. We can see that from what we are looking at over here. Okay, if we look over here, A is our first term, which is 7. And R, when we calculate R, when we have to figure out what R is, when we look at R, we're going to look at our third term, term 3, divided by our second term, term 2. And this should also be, R should also be our second term, term 2, divided by our first term. And we should get the same answer for both of these R's. And that's how we can prove what R is. Okay, so let's just have a quick look. So R is going to equal to, if we look for term 3, if we look for term 3 over here, we know the term 3 is 28. So we're going to have 28 divided by our term 2, which is 14. So we're going to have 28 divided by 14. And that will give us 2, exactly. Okay, this is going to give us 2. And now that shows us that term 3 divided by term 2 gives us 2, but we have to make sure that it's exactly the same as when we divide term 2 by term 1. So we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to go R is equal to term 2, which in this case is 14. So we're going to write here term 2 is 14 divided by our term 1, which is 7. So 14 divided by 7, which again is also going to give us 2. So what we've actually seen here is that our common ratio is just multiplying by 2, because over here we've divided to get from our third term to our second term. We've divided that and we've gotten 2. So if we were to multiply our second term by our third by 2, we would get our third term. Same here. If we look over here, if I go 7 multiplied by 2, that's going to give me 14. And then 14 multiplied by 2, that's going to give me 28. So if the rule for our ratio holds, then we should be able to figure out what that next number is. I hope that's helpful. Just one last thing. If we actually take our formula over here for a geometric sequence and we put it all together, what we're going to get is we're going to have 7 multiplied by our ratio, which is 2. We've just calculated that. 2 to the power of n minus 1. And then depending on which one of these n's we are looking for, so we know that the one we're actually looking for is 4, we can take this n over here and replace it with 4. So you're going to put 4 in the space or in place of that n, and that should give us the answer we're looking for. Okay, so we're going to get 7 multiplied by 2 to the power of our n is number 4, because that's the term we're looking for, the fourth term. 4 minus 1, and that should give us the answer that we're looking for. So if you can do a quick calculation, that's going to give us, let me write it over here rather, is equal to 7 multiplied by 2 to the power of 4 minus 1 is going to give us 3. And then we can just calculate what that is going to be. That's going to give us 7 multiplied by 2 to the power 3. How much is that going to give us? Yes, we know that 2 to the power 3 is going to give us 8. That's 2 cubed. And that should give us the next answer we're looking for in the sequence. I hope you can figure this one out. If you are still stuck, please do send me a message, but I hope this video was helpful in finding the answer for you. I hope that you've now noticed that our answer over here is actually 56. There you go, which is exactly what we're going to get over here as well, because if we do the same thing we did over here and we take 28 and we multiply it by 2, we should get some other number over here. Okay, hint, it's right over here if you're looking for it. That's the hint. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. And yeah, please send any more questions our way if you still need help. Okay, thanks, bye.